Welcome to What's Your Skroove, where we tell stories, share experiences, and get inside the minds of artists, athletes, creators, and musicians. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 33 of What's Your Skroove, live from the studio with my co-host, Kenny Lindsay. I gave you co-host this time. He was recently promoted.
Wait, does that mean we're on the same
I think so,
level?
yeah.
Pay grade?
Yeah. 33. That was my football number. My last year I played football.
Really?
33. Hey, 33. Yeah, I speak French.
Or like,
look at that, I speak French.
You'd be like Ocho Cinco Trace.
Trace, yeah.
Ocho Cinco 85, not 85.
I know. Do you think you did that on purpose or had no clue? Because it wouldn't be that hard to that's a Google Translate that you could easily look up and know.
You probably thought it sounded way cooler and didn't really think there was much of a difference. And then,
what do you think 80? Let's look up what 80 is then. Yeah, it was probably because it sounded cooler.
and Spanish,
Yeah, Espanol. Hang on.
nueve,
Bear with us, guys.
18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10,
Siete.
7, 5.
85 is ochenta cinco.
Yeah, Ocho Cinco sounds way better.
Yeah. Is it Ocho Cinco? We were watching that. It was like that Cribs edition of that old, and like he was like just like trolling the girl interviewing him.
This is Barstool.
Yeah, I know. Was that Ocho Cinco?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I think he legally changed his last name to Ocho Cinco.
Did. Yeah.
Chad Johnson.
Well,
Loves smoking cigars.
Yeah. He said that was like his vice.
I think he loves McDonald's too.
He loves McDonald's and he loves cigars. He said that smoking cigars, like when he was around like partiers and people like, doing drugs and alcohol when he was younger, that was his thing. He's like, no, I don't drink and do drugs. I smoke cigars. So he was kind of not a loser, but stayed away from what was problematic then. But yeah, and I guess he loves McDonald's. Like Cheeseburger Eddie.
Oh, Cheeseburger Eddie.
That's Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 33. What's your Skroove?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I went to his high school.
You went to high school with him?
Terry Crews. No, when we did that summer basketball league that one summer.
I went to work
In
for
Flint.
her that
It was some
summer.
high
He is
school in
from Flint, right?
Yeah, Terry Crews.
Teenage kids.
I don't know if it might have been the
home.
same high school Mark Ingram went to.
Oh,
But I remember seeing
Yeah.
Terry Crews' his high school football picture.
yeah. Where did Mark Ingram?
Flint Northern,
Yeah,
I think.
something like that. That's cool.
Mm.
And then you got who came out of Saginaw?
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green, yeah.
Jason Richardson.
Yeah, got some good athletes.
Pretty sure
out of
Jason
Michigan.
Richardson. James Harrison.
James Harrison. Yeah.
Pretty sure James Harrison.
Anyway, welcome to the
'cause me
show.
and James used to do football drills together.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
I had a crackback
Could you
block him,
imagine?
and I knocked him. I decleated him one time.
Could you imagine you guys doing it in Oklahoma?
I would knock the snot out of him.
I'm gonna organize this.
I remember one football
gonna send that
practice.
clip in.
I had to do a crackback, and he did not see me coming, and I decleated him. He was out for about 4 or 5 plays.
The worst drill.
Pretty sure he had a concussion, but he didn't do CTE protocol.
The worst drill in football history. I'll say my least favorite, and then you can say yours. This is only bad if you're on the receiving end of it. Did you ever do the angle pursuit drill?
That's what I thought. I was trying to think of the name of it.
Oh my God! For anybody who doesn't know what the angle pursuit drill is, one guy gets probably 10-yard head start maybe.
Yeah.
So it's the worst drill. Oklahoma's were fun.
I like
that,
Oklahoma's.
That was competitive. Like there wasn't a ton of speed build up, so it was just kind of gritty.
Yeah.
That was fine. And they outlawed. Do you think that was real? Do you remember that? They're like, oh, Oklahomas are outlawed because they're too dangerous. Do you remember
I
that?
kind of do, yeah.
Anyway, I only played football up to my sophomore year, or my last year of football was my sophomore year. But anyway, the angle pursuit drill, I think one person gets that 10-yard head start, and they have a football. I don't even think you throw it. I just think you have it in your hand. And then another guy has an angle on him, and so they start. If imagine them like in a straight line, then one guy gets 10-yard head start, and then they say go. Well, everybody knows the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line, so you start running straight, and the other guy gets
There's like cones that you had to like.
yeah, and the other guy gets to run at you at an angle. And unless you're like the fastest guy in the team, it's almost impossible to outrun the other guy. So you're guaranteed to get blindsided from like a 45-degree angle, like right in like your hip kidney area. And it's from behind, so you can't even see it going. And you just have to haul as fast as you can down the field, and you just get blown up from the back. And it's just, I don't think that there was a worse drill.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got there, but I remember one time I got Cade Wagner. It was my 7th grade, and it was the first time I ever did that drill. And it was my first year of football was 7th grade. I didn't do youth football, and like which a lot of people do, and you learn. My dumbass had you're supposed to carry. You know this. I'm just speaking generalities for people who might not know. You're supposed to carry a football towards the sideline, right? So if you get hit, you don't fumble. If you drop it on the out of bounds instead of fumbling inside the field. I had it in my right hand, doing the ankle pursuit drill, and I'm I am like, oh shit, dude. And this kid was way faster than me, and I'm just like, dude, oh, here we go. And I'm pumping, and he's coming. This is probably the hardest I've ever been hit in all of football. It was 7th grade. I got hit so hard, and not only that, football popped out, and then I landed on it, so it knocked the wind out of me too. So I got smeared and then landed on the football, and it knocked the wind out of me. To this day, I don't think I've ever been hit hard. I had some hard. I've been hit harder in football games, but that was my most memorable because it was just awful.
I thought you were going to say you like fumbled the football.
And the whole team had to run.
No. You fumbled the football, and your helmet came flying off, and the football ended in the helmet, and your head went between your shoulder pads. And
or I pull a little giant.
Everyone thought your head was in your helmet.
The guy's dead. I pull a little giant. My helmet comes off.
Peanut butter and jelly.
There's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in it. Well, don't they think he's bleeding? They're like, oh, he's bleeding, and it's the bigger kid. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm not bleeding. And he like reaches in. There was a jelly on his forehead, and he eats it.
I need to watch it.
You know who's in that is Rick Moranis.
I know. Yeah.
He stored the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He stored a PB&J in his helmet.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great movie.
I need to watch it movie again. I haven't seen that movie in years.
So yeah, angle pursuit drill, no fun. It is fun if you're the one delivering it, though.
I miss that.
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah. It's just not there's no socially acceptable outlet to just really be that physical with people.
Hit on people.
Yeah, mixed martial. Yeah, I guess mixed martial arts,
yeah.
But there's a lot more great physical consequences.
You just don't get to run
arena.
full speed at somebody.
Oh my god. Have you ever had a hit like that? Do you have a memorable time where you just got creamed? You were a receiver. You probably...
Yeah, I don't remember.
CTE from
No,
hell.
I remember I got hit a couple times.
In game?
Getting hit and hitting people where I was could see some stars.
See, I really only ever played defense, so like you had the experience of catching it and then having to receive,
I remember one time, I forget what
pretty much exclusively
game it was.
Defense.
I caught a pass kind of coming over the middle. It got hit pretty hard, and but I just got right out because I knew the kid hit me hard. Mm-hmm. I wasn't hurting or everything, but I could my head was woozy, and I was like, whoa, kind of where am I? Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it was a Curza game, the game that we won.
The
only game we won
in Metro League, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was that game. Caught a big pass, got hit, and it's towards the end of the game, so I had to hurry up to get back to the huddle.
Yeah.
But I remember oh shit.
Yeah, you knew.
Yeah.
I'll never forget one of my favorite moments of somebody getting hit. Trevor Hagee. So Trevor Hagee was one of the bigger guys on our team. He played D-end, and I was playing nose guard, so I was in the middle. He was on my left, and somebody came through running big. Some team had a huge running back and just plowed Trevor, and then he was complaining about it, but everyone's giving a hard time, suck it up. Then we watched game film. I'll try and find this, or I'll ask around. Someone has to have this. There's this shot. Trevor gets hit. He stands up, and he's on his knees, and he stands up, and he goes like this, and he starts doing circles, and then he falls face forward. He got hit. He sat up, goes, ugh.
He stood up, or he was on his knees?
He was on his knees, and he sat straight up, and then he fell back down.
He was standing straight up.
No. So he got knocked. He got up on his knees, like vertical, and then he started spinning. And
Not
then
like in a cartoon.
yeah, and then he went back down again. After the play, I think it was face first. I think it was face first. I think so. It was after the play was done. Oh man, I remember we watched it. Coach him probably rewinded it 50 times. He thought it was the funniest thing ever.
How hard did you laugh?
Oh my god, I'm laughing thinking about it.
Was
And of course, no one really believed. Like, oh, suck it up. I remember he was like, God, I'm not feeling too good. Trevor, get back in there and play. It's football. And then he did. He got creamed, man. Oh,
That is funny. Yeah, we got to find that.
whew. All right, good laughs.
Football. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah,
Yeah, we brought that up because football season started up soon. Yeah.
Chris Berman.
And now, welcome to Monday Night Football with Chris.
I think you're doing like Casey Kasem.
That was
you're
like a mix,
impersonating. You're impersonating an impersonator.
I'm impersonating
Frank. What's his name?
Frank Caliendo.
Yeah, you're impersonating an impersonator.
And now, welcome to what's something Casey Kasem?
And your dumbass friends over here. John Madden.
Yeah.
The popcorn one.
Popcorn, just plug it in. Hey, Jerry!
We used to love those
I know.
videos. We'll have to watch those again.
I know.
Those are so funny.
There's an episode of his stand-up that I listened to on a car ride home, and it's got to be one of my favorite all-time stamps. It's Frank Caliendo. That guy can do so many voices.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Gosh. Now he just like is
He does
on
a
like
killer Georgia Bush.
yeah. Now he's like on Fox and just does
Like football.
stuff. For, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was ESPN too.
I remember when he did Lou Holtz one time. It was so good. It was bad. It was so good.
Oh my gosh, that guy is funny.
Football. Have the guys over, a couple of beers.
Well, don't worry. We'll have an episode just to talk about our flag football power league back-to-back
We'll
championships.
probably need about 2 hours.
In college.
Yeah, we were back-to-back Power League champs.
I don't want to brag or anything.
Then we can have our team.
It's not
on.
that big of a deal.
But it's huge. We got like a $60 beat-ups gift card.
Yeah, I mean, a couple
So, yeah,
T-shirts as our trophies.
I still have those shirts.
Went
should have
down
our
in
whole
intramural
team on.
history.
Yeah, let's have our whole team on first.
7 guys trying to talk at
I
once.
know.
No, like 10 guys
Yeah, I
trying to
know.
talk at once.
Yeah, Chris Laney. We need to get that guy in the show.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
And we'll have him reenact the infamous catch.
Yeah.
The immaculate reception. That's what we call
Where he
it.
plowed through 3 guys
I
in
know.
flag football.
I know. I think they ran the other way when they saw him coming. I do.
Ooh, Diesel.
Yeah. And then choo choo. I wish they recorded that game film. People wouldn't believe it.
I wish our game-winning, the indoor league, I wish that game-winning drive and plays were
We won. It was a
unrecorded.
7-on-7. One guy had a pulled groin
Hamstring.
or hamstring, and we only had 7 guys.
Oh, no, I think, yeah, one
It
guy
was-
had like an injured quad.
was-
Joey had like pulled his
It
hamstring.
was a bigger kid.
and
like
you had your
stocky
ACL. Yeah, I forget his name.
kid. He
Never forget those guys.
Yeah, I know, hell of a team. I just call them the boys. You know? No, and we didn't have only 7 of our teammates showed up, so we had to no.
But we really
no
had
breaks.
like 3.5 guys. or
because
4.5
I
guys.
played with a torn ACL,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody had a tweaked hamstring, and somebody else. It was all, but yeah, I mean, when you have heart, you can't measure heart.
Nah, we won.
We won.
Championship game, and we had to play like 3 games back-to-back that night.
Yeah, I know.
Because we had to play like maybe it was 2.
I think it was 3.
Maybe it was 3.
Because I remember it was 3 because we played 2, and then they wanted to remember we were supposed to championship wasn't supposed to be until the next night. And
But
we
they're
said,
like,
we're
none of their
here,
guys
like-
were there.
I know, and so
And
we
we're not wanting to make excuses, so we say game on.
We said game on, baby.
Because we were going to have more guys the next time. It goes, we'll beat you right here,
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, and the beautiful, they were like, exactly, they were trying to make excuses for it. The beautiful thing was we weren't even supposed to make the playoffs.
No, because we had to forfeit games because we didn't have enough players. If you didn't have at least 3 players, at least 4.
4.
You had to
You couldn't
forfeit
play.
games, so people in the regular season wouldn't come because of class or something stupid. I don't know.
Whoever goes to class instead of a football game is a nerd. Go ahead.
So we had to forfeit games, and I had to beg the commissioner of the flag football league to say, "Hey,
We'll go back up. Kenny.
our record speaks for itself. We deserve to be in playoffs." The
Well, not only
reason-
that, you cannot let the returning.
Oh yeah, we won in the fall.
You have to
This
defend
was the
your.
spring
Yeah,
league.
we won the previous. You can't not. You have to be able to defend your title. There's
Yeah.
no, I don't care if we won 0 games. we have to have a fighting chance.
We were the winners. We were the champions in the fall.
Yep.
Outside.
Yes.
This is the spring league.
Indoor.
The first indoor, I think.
I think it was the first time we used that stadium.
Yeah, SGSU. And I said, I don't remember the guy's name, but this is what I says to him. I says, our record deserves to be in the playoffs. We have a winning record. The only games we forfeited or lost are games
We didn't have enough players.
didn't have enough players. So I was like, you gotta let us in. And he goes, all right, I'll talk to him. Let us in. That was our biggest mistake.
It's the biggest mistake.
Because we ran through the playoffs.
We just, I mean, literally, like, plowed. We have a
with there's a couple playoff games where we only had 6 guys still beat teams.
I mean, it's just as simple as you're competitive or you're not.
Yeah, we just sauced kids. And I
scored a touchdown at the torn ACL in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I'll never forget that.
yeah.
People were playing off me because I couldn't do much. I couldn't really run. I goes, Kenny, they're not covering me. Zipped one to me. Hobbled in. Don Joy embraced, saved my life. We have a weird thing with intramural sports, or had in college, like kind of like our scandal in the soccer league.
Oh yeah.
Well, me and Kenny don't play soccer. The last time we played soccer was like AYSO,
Yeah.
like 10 years old.
Green
But they
machines.
knew we were athletes. So, no, we had our friends were like, hey, you should play. Like, sure, we'll play. Like, just sounded like fun. And we never lost a game. We had the best team. But I guess we had...
We had like 3 or 4.
We had 3 collegiate soccer players, obviously.
Juicer.
So we weren't allowed... Yeah, juicer. Zach Wall. That kid could hit... He could kick the soccer ball so hard. I think it
Popped?
no, it burned
Became
a hole
a
in
planet?
it. Singed
That was Pluto.
singed a hole in the net. Yeah, but we got really competitive in the intramural
Those are some
sports.
good times.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I don't even know.
weekend recap.
Weekend recap.
This past weekend was pretty fun. Sunday especially.
Sunday especially. We'll start with Friday. Friday was meant to be very, very casual. I mean, it's like... It'd be like you go out to a restaurant and you
just want an appetizer.
You just want an appetizer.
But you end up eating
no,
a 4-course meal.
You don't even ask for it. The cook comes out and brings you one. You know what I mean?
You're not even really that hungry.
No. But they shove it down your throat.
You just wanted the free peanuts at the bar.
Yeah, exactly. No, we went to... we just wanted a casual night. We had one drink before we went out. And then we went to Ember.
Yeah.
It was their 4-year anniversary the Wednesday of that week. So they were celebrating all week. And they had KBS on draft, which
Which I love.
I'm a
No,
big
I
fan.
don't.
It's a highly acclaimed founder's beer and only releases like once throughout the year. And it's expensive and kind of hard to find. And these guys hung onto a barrel because they knew that they would want it for their anniversary party. So I really wanted to go get one of those because it's just, unless you have saved bottles, which I do have some still in my room, it's impossible to get KBS
This is from
on
a
draft.
couple years ago, aren't
I
they?
know, yeah. It's very tough to get KBS on draft in August. I mean, it's unheard of.
Nigh impossible.
I mean, yes.
No, nigh impossible. Like a pirate.
Yes, like Bill Nye.
Nigh.
Nye. Wait, they say I, not Nye.
No, they say like nigh too.
Like Nye meaning no?
Yeah.
I mean
no,
yes.
not.
Really? Good.
Pretty sure Mr. Gibbs says it.
Mr. Gibbs. He's seen more green flashes. Like some men go their whole life. Gibbs has seen 50 of them. We're of course referring to Pirates of the Caribbean 3 before they started to go downhill.
Yeah.
That was the last good one, where they are going to rescue Jack from the locker, from Davy Jones' locker, and they need to find the green flash that happens on the horizon, and Gibbs, some men go their whole life without seeing the flash.
Well, he knows what they have to do.
Yeah, but I've seen my fair share. How is this guy seen?
He said he's a seasoned pirate.
But this guy's just been through it all. He actually used to.
I was going to say, he wasn't a pirate.
No,
he
he worked for the
British?
East India Trading Company.
Yeah.
Yeah, till he went rogue. Classic pirate.
And he's Jack's right-hand man.
Yes. So
KBS.
Friday, huh?
KBS, that's where we were.
We went out and got a KBS, and you had, what'd you get, all day?
Tilted Earth, I think, by Arbor
yeah.
Brewing Company. Yeah, Tilted Earth IPA, which is pretty good.
So at this point, we're at 2 drinks, and then we go over to the penalty box, and we had a really, really nice time. We sat down with the owners and just got a table, and I'm drinking and talking with them for most of the night, and that was... It ended up just turning out to be a really fun time, and we got to know them better and hear more about their story. They have an incredible story, and if we're persistent enough, we may be able to get Janice on the podcast. So,
But we got really drunk somehow.
Yeah, we did get really drunk. We did do a shot. Janice got us some shots, but maybe we just didn't eat enough.
That's what I think it was.
We were both hurting the next day. I think I still have a headache from that.
Saturday was rough for me.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't.
And
doing
Saturday
so
we
hot.
just kind of laid low.
Yeah.
Went to the penalty box for beer.
Yep.
Went to port. which I like. It's a cool place.
Very cool place.
Open outdoor patio. Had a beer there and kind of called it.
But Sunday, because we had a big event Sunday. So tell them about Sunday.
So Sunday we went to the Cruise for the Culture on the Detroit Princess Riverboat. This kid, Jordan Garland, which Felicia Fullwood, kind of put us in touch with this event, told us about the event, and introduced us to Jordan. Super cool guy. But he owns the brand as Detroit's own, and I think he's making a documentary about Detroit called The Detroit Film. But he put on this event where he had a bunch of artists come and sell and promote their art on the riverboat. And then on the fourth story, the top of the riverboat, they built a half pipe. And it had like BMX, skateboarders, scooter kids, rollerbladers, just up there, just kind of shutting the whole day. They had a DJ.
DJ Invisible.
Yeah, DJ Invisible.
Wearing a bright green shirt.
Yeah.
A safety yellow, probably.
Yeah, it was.
Pantone color 392. DJ Invisible with his...
It was not invisible.
No, actually very apparent.
So we did the Sunset Cruise, which was a blast.
Yeah, there were two. There was a noon. Was it noon?
Yeah.
First one? Then a sunset one. So happy we did the sunset one.
Mm-hmm. Did that. It was sold out.
It was a ton of fun.
The coolest thing was like all the photographers and guys shooting video there. A bunch of people that are super passionate creators having that outlet to be able to do what they're passionate about, have fun, and be all in the same environment.
I mean, you say that was the coolest part. I was pretty wowed by the whole fact of
the pizza boat.
Yes, the USPS mail boat.
Yeah, delivered pizza
to the giant boat that we were on.
About towards the end of the cruise, they delivered pizza. Oh, you know what? I think was that free? Was that pizza free?
I saw people walking around with boxes, so I think so.
We really missed the boat on that.
Just disappointingly sad that we didn't get any of that, but cool nonetheless.
Boat pizza.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was a fun event.
It was a ton of fun. And then that was one of my all-time favorite vlog episodes. It's Skroove Tube, I think 142. So check that one out. I think it described the day very well. We had a lot of fun. So. And
before that, we went to the Grand Trunk Pub, which is very cool. We met Brittany. Mm-hmm. The hamburger there was delicious.
Yes.
I forget what it was.
It was
it had avocado on
Irish
it.
pub burger, I believe.
Was that what it's called?
The Dublin.
Dublin? Yeah. Very good.
Very, very
good. And
the
avocado, the burger was delicious. The fries were good. And we each got a beer, but then the food took so long. Brittany felt bad, hooked us up with extra beer.
Another beer.
So all day
Great
IPA
service.
was.
And Oberon, it was crispy.
So Sunday, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Weekend preview.
Do you want to restart the camera?
Oh, it's not done. All right, I can.
I just don't know where we're at. I can't see the time.
Weekend preview. Saturday.
Well,
big wedding.
Well, okay. Let's just go chronologically. Tomorrow. It's not the weekend.
Oh, okay.
But one of our
Skroove authorized retailers.
Authorized retailer, a proud retailer of Skroove merchandise, Action Water Sports, who is really cool. It's really cool that we're carried there. They're a big time, Mastercraft dealer. They're having
grand reopening.
They've been remodeling most of the summer.
Added a bunch of space to the store.
Grand reopening party that they invited us to. So anytime they throw a party, the one they had last summer was incredible.
It was like their birthday.
I think it was an anniversary
or something.
And they had like paddle boards out in the little pond out front. And they had a bar and they had food vendors. I think it was all, if you're invited, like it was all free, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Last year.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like that again. There were some giveaways.
It is.
Yeah.
You just had RSVP.
Yeah, it was really cool. Food was delicious. It's in Fenton, Michigan. I've never had food catered in Fenton that wasn't good. I feel like every time anything's catered in Fenton, the food's incredible.
That's true.
Anyway, but so that's Thursday. So we're going to be going to that. I'm very excited to go see our friends over there, see what Lindsay's up to. And then go ahead so you can continue.
Well, Friday, I think we're going to go to this event. It sounds pretty cool. I think it's at the Eightfold Collective Studio, which Zach Kagi, podcast guest number 10, is buddies with those guys. I think he's going to be there. It's called The Room is Spinning, and Chester Pink, who's a photographer.
Who won last week's question contest.
Yeah, with who is the most underrated Detroit sports athlete. He's putting it on. That's how he saw this. And he's going to be a podcast guest, little sneak preview next week. He's putting on this event Friday. So it sounds like pretty cool. I think they're displaying art and there's music there and everything. I'm not really sure what it is, but Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Gonna do that Friday, and then Saturday, wedding time.
Saturday. This is
Our good buddy Joe Lucito's wedding.
good buddy, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't ecstatic. It's gonna be a great wedding.
It's gonna be a great time. We are gonna get white girl wasted and dance our faces off.
How do I put this? I want to get so sweaty by the end of the night.
You have to throw away your clothes, your suit,
That I have to burn my suit.
but you can't because it's so sweaty.
It couldn't catch on fire.
It's
damp.
it's drenched in
Yeah.
sweat.
Yeah.
The water, it won't catch on fire.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now.
I can't wait to see Joe's face and how much we dance. He's gonna love it.
Me neither.
I can't wait to see that guy.
I miss him. We haven't seen him in a while. fellas. That's what I was gonna say.
We love that kid.
I wonder what table we're gonna be at. They're probably gonna put us way in the back.
Yeah, that way
They know
we
we're
don't
troublemakers.
disrupt anything.
Our cousin Michael's wedding, though, we were right by the bar, which was sick.
That was money. I could see Joe doing something like that for
And
us.
our cousin Russell's wedding, we were the first in line for the first table to be served food, pretty much. That was key. We've been getting really lucky with these weddings.
Yeah.
And then we have that one. Then we have one more wedding. Not technically this summer. It's in October. So the one Saturday, one more. It's been a summer of weddings. It's been a lot of fun.
Summer of Love.
Summer loving had me a blast.
I knew you were gonna go there. Oh, I love it.
I've never seen that movie.
I love that movie.
Grease, never
Was it
seen it.
Sandlot?
Yeah. What? I had to watch it in 7th. I don't know if I've ever seen it since we watched it in Miss Z's class.
Miss Zelinsky?
Miss Zelinsky. It was either 7th or 8th grade. Actually, I think it was 8th grade now that I think about it. When do you have to take drama? Is that 7th or 8th grade?
So I thought it was 7th. I don't know.
Anyway, she was like she was so sweet.
She was nice.
We watched like a lot of movies.
Then we had to do the Grease play.
Yeah, were you in it?
I was a tree. I was a bush. No, I don't think I was in it. No, I was like, I dressed up in a rug costume. Everyone stepped on me.
You were the car.
Everyone
sat on you and you.
No, I was a tire. They just put me inside a real tire. I just had to wheel it with like my hand, and I got super dizzy and threw up everywhere. I was the engine. I was behind the cardboard car. I just had to go.
You were the extra for the kissing scene. The guy who had the lead role was afraid to do it, so they called you in just
Just
for
a double?
that, just to kiss the girl.
Backstage with a bunch of like mouthwash.
I was actually in it.
What were you? A tree?
No, I was one of the
Steering wheel?
I was one of the greasers.
Which one?
I don't remember.
Donnie? Zuko? It's Danny.
Danny. No, I wasn't the main guy. If I had to guess, and because I only remember one other guy's name, I think it was Carnegie. Carnegie. He drove the car.
I really don't remember that movie. I thought it was kind of dumb.
Yeah, well, you know, I really I was
Very-
a method actor.
Probably not very cultural of me.
I was
but
a
didn't-
method actor, so I got completely immersed in the role. I
Started
shouldn't say that.
smoking
'Cause-
cigarettes
yeah, I was
in,
gonna
like,
say because if
7th
you
grade.
like look at Kanicki's role in the movie, he's like the worst example. Yeah, no, that was a joke. But
Grease is the word.
Frankie Valli.
That was a cool song.
I always think of Dad's gold CD. That's like
Oldies,
greatest hits
yeah.
of the oldies. That was the first track on there.
And the Star Wars song.
The Star Wars song. There's a lot of Hall &
Yeah.
Oates on there. I feel like Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Car wash.
Looking at the car wash, do do do, work and work.
Work. All right. Well, were we supposed to do that first, or were we supposed to do Discover Weekly?
No, Discover Weekly. I don't know why you jumped.
I
right
don't
into that.
either. I don't either.
So that's weekend recap, weekend preview. Discover Weekly.
Well, it's just I think I'm just getting I'm getting my podcast mixed up because we just recorded one yesterday.
I feel like
Joe Rogan.
yeah, that's exactly what I feel like.
No, we just recorded a podcast yesterday with Morgan Skeving,
Yes.
artist, model, blogger.
Yes, that was
Very
awesome.
cool episode.
Go check that out.
Yeah,
Yes.
episode 32.
My glasses, I can't seem to get them clean. I'm
Jinkies.
so frustrated right now because I hate wearing glasses. You don't know this, but
I think your glasses look good on you.
well, it's not. Well, thank you. It's not even about the looks. They're so frustrating for a number of reasons. Like I normally wear contacts, but I'm out of contacts. They should be here any day now because my eye doctor, the company, they sent me the wrong prescription, and then there was a huge like mess up, and it still hasn't been straightened out. Anyway. 1, they get dirty, so then you have to keep cleaning them. 2, if it rains, they get wet. 3, in like the winter, you come outside, you go inside, they get foggy. 4, you can't wear sunglasses. They're like, you can't wear sunglasses. There's just no reason why I like wearing glasses. So I'm just like
Make you look sophisticated.
That's true, and I can do this. So yeah, they should be here any day now. Anyway,
Don't worry, he'll be here.
Don't worry, he'll be here. That is from Max Keeble's Big Move. Is that Josh Peck?
Yeah. You didn't believe me. You didn't think he was in that.
I didn't. Well, I got it confused with Snow Day, which I swear is a very similar cast. I know Josh Peck's in it, and I think the girl's the same too.
I don't know about that.
I'm almost positive.
It's mustard, so you can't catch up. He's got the big
tuba. The principal, he put like just the suit cover on, like the Velcro, and he like rip it off, and he had like the Washington Monument thing behind him.
Josh had that tuba for the food fight.
Josh, love me. I love a young Josh Peck. That guy was funny.
Oh my gosh,
he's like
Max Keeble's Big Move is hilarious.
Yeah. Josh Peck's like a big vlogger now.
Is he?
I from what I've never really watched anything of his, but from what I understand, he's like in that community. And then we should have a reunion, a brother show. Me, you, and Drake and Josh on this show.
We almost had Drake on this show.
I know.
When he was in Ferndale.
We were very close. We'll get him next
I think
time.
he saw how many followers he had.
Yeah, he's like, oh. I think he's like, my account for my dog has more followers than them.
We should have sent him a picture of us with the podcast stuff, like how they have it in their room with the lawn chairs and like the soda. And like
we should have redone the intro, but with us.
It said, "Hey, we're here waiting for you."
I bet you. They probably hate that. Do you think they like that they're known for that? They're probably so sick of it. Drake wants to be a musician. I'm sure Josh wants to be like this vlogger internet guy. Josh was big on Vine. I think that that they're tied to that. I wonder if that's.
Oh. We'll have him on the podcast and ask.
Yeah, you know who Joe Rogan just did a podcast with
Macaulay Culkin.
I just started listening to it.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see, how he was shaped by that.
Kevin McAllister?
Kevin McAllister. Hey, I'm Mr. McAllister, sir. I still have my tip from earlier.
Rob Schneider.
Cedric, do not count your tips in public. Discover Weekly.
I'll do this because it's brought us a lot of value. We recommend it to a lot of people. And I used it to shoot the whole 60 seconds of Skroove.
Oh.
I used it to shoot the whole 60 seconds of Skroove from the Cruise for the Culture. It's that 50 millimeter 1.8 f-stop lens that we got from Best Buy for $125.
There's not a better deal on the market.
It is it's a Canon lens, but I think the competitors have like a relatively similar priced lens like that. $125. It's a fixed 50, but it is phenomenal in low light.
It'd be the first lens I recommend if you're trying to step up your game.
Yeah, the depth of field is awesome on it. It's, we really like it for like B-roll shots and just like cinematic,
even photography,
slow-mo, like videos. If we do a cool 60 seconds of just like, it's just slow-mo the whole time. B-roll.
The entire Lexi photo shoot from last shoot was every photo was shot on that. I mean,
for photo shoots, the depth of field is so
incredible.
Cool.
It'd be the first lens I would invest in outside your kit lens for sure.
Which is what we did.
So yeah, that's a great idea.
$125. It's a great lens.
That's so cheap.
Super durable, and it's super low profile too. I like that because if we go out to the bar and shoot like a 60 seconds, throw that on the camera. It's not super big and bulky. The camera's tiny. It's compact, and it's great in low light for the bar.
The low light thing is a big part. I mean, yeah, it is really just an incredible deal. I still can't believe it's priced at that point. Thank you, Canon. Very cool. All right, my Discover Weekly. You guys really need to tune into the video to see this. This is a book. It's currently hang on. It's currently in 1, 2. There's the cover. 3, 4. That's a coffee stain. 5 pieces or mini books, as I like to call them. I took it off just for dramatic effect. I normally have a giant binder clip holding it together. It's a copy of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
How to Win Friends.
Huh?
I think you said in friends. Win friends.
I said Win Friends.
Did you? I misheard you.
Sorry, I don't have a title to look at, so I'm just really freeballing it here. How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book, I'm sorry, I'm moving my mic. This book. So I was a sophomore in high school. It was in Tiffany Dosh's class, it was English, and the first, I think I could be remembering this wrong, but I believe it was the first 15 minutes every day you'd walk in, like that's how you just spend the first 15 minutes class was silent reading or whatever that's called, and the people you just read to themselves, and I don't think you had to like write about it or anything. You just that was how you spent the first 15 minutes of class, which hindsight is actually kind of a really cool concept. You know what I mean? So
thank you, Tiffany. Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that until now. That's pretty cool. But my dad gave me this. I didn't really like reading.
Took really good care of it.
Yeah, let me finish. My dad gave me this. I didn't really like reading at the time. I think it was because it was seen as like a monotonous, like a task, like kind of like a form of punishment in school. Like you have to read this. And I didn't do a lot of pleasure reading growing up, but I was really getting in business and marketing and doing DECA and things like that. And I knew my dad was an avid reader and self-help isn't really the right term of books, but inspirational, motivational stuff like that, like Zig Ziglar, that sort of
self-improvement.
Self-improvement might be a better term. And he goes, "Yeah, read this book. It's the best book." And so I took this and I read it that semester. Since then, I've probably read it 4 times, and then I have the audio tape of it too, and I've probably listened to it another 4 times. It's a very good book I think what it taught me more than anything was I've always loved to hold conversation. I've always been very interested in people. I'm a very people-oriented person. I get energy from being around others. I couldn't be by myself. I pull a lot of energy from other people, and it taught me to listen more. I think especially when I was younger, I had a hard time not talking about things I was interested in or what I wanted to talk about. Like that was my primary thing, and rather than just saying, "Okay, I want to listen to what other people have to say." I maybe had a harder time with that. So it really taught me listen to what other people have to say. There's a way to become interested in everybody. Everyone has a story, and it's just a really good book about principles and life and sales, kind of on a broad spectrum, and finding happiness, kind of within from other people. And I kind of joke, this wasn't in much better condition when I got it. My dad carried it around in his backpack because he'd read it a number of times, probably for 5 to 10 years, maybe. I don't know, a long time. So this was in his backpack everywhere he went. And then when he gave it to me, it was still bound together, but it was pretty rough. And then I carried it in my backpack for probably from sophomore year of high school till I kept it on me most of college, actually. So I still have my original copy. We actually got him another copy for Father's Day. There was this really nice red leather bound one that we saw. But this is a very good book. It teaches you humility, and it pulls from a lot of the greats throughout history, like Charles Schwab, who worked under Andrew Carnegie, however you want to say it, which is one of the wealthiest men who ever lived, the steel tycoon. You've read the book. I mean,
yeah, love the book.
It's incredible. And
top 5 favorite books.
So I would say, 1, it taught me how to listen better and become a better conversationalist for the other person. And 2, more importantly, this book put me on a journey of self-improvement. After I read this, I started reading other books. I got big into Zig Ziglar. I read Positive Personality Profiles by Robert A. Rahm, and it turned me on to the concept of constantly being a student of the game and learning more and developing as a human. And I learned this at a very young age. Very uncommon for, how old are you as a sophomore? 16? 16-year-old to read a book like this is made for adult professionals. So at a very young age, it set me on a path of self-improvement and how to be a better person, I think. So I credit a lot to this book, and I highly recommend it. It's for anybody. And the audio, if you don't like reading, this is one that you can pick apart on audio very, very easily every time you're driving, things like that. So
I would say it's probably one of the most highly value. I don't know like the right phrasing. Highly value driven. Like you get the most value out of that book for life.
I would agree. It's like you have
It's timeless.
It's timeless. Yeah, that is a very important thing.
And
This book was written.
Like I don't think you can put a place on its. I don't know if valueless, if that's even a word, or if it's a right
I think
word.
timeless is the right word. I think
Timeless,
this book
but
was
valueless too. Like the amount of value you get out of it. If you,
it's stupid that you can
follow that
spend
book.
$10 on this and make an incredible
you
amount
could
of money
change
with
your
these
life
principles.
around. Yeah.
It's gotten me, tactics from this book have gotten me so far in life. From things like when I was in college and I wanted to overload classes. I mean, literally, all my friends would be like, I want to overload in this class, and they couldn't get in, and I found a way to figure out how to get. I never was able to not get sent into a class that I wanted to. And it's not manipulation and tricks. It's
Genuine
just
interest.
Genuine interest in understanding human behavior and how to approach people. And it is timeless. This is a very old book. It's been revised, but the point is human nature is human nature. People don't change. Basic principles don't change. Per page value, I think, is kind of what you're getting at. Like I've read Napoleon Hill's. Like what's that? That's not See You at the Top. It's
Magic of Thinking Big.
You know, the Magic of Thinking Big. You have Burke Hedges. I can't. You know, he's got countless books. And a lot of these books are filled with, and it's not fluff. I'm not saying that they don't all have good information, but there's a lot of space in between the good parts. You know what I mean? There's a lot of storytelling. This is very like page by page. You're getting like wow. It's very overwhelming. This is the first book. The only book I've ever seen with reading, the only other person is Tim Ferriss gave reading instructions, the way to read his books. This book tells you the way to read it to get the most out of it. You're supposed to, if I remember correctly, you read a chapter, write down what you took from it, go back and reread it. You're supposed to read the same chapter twice at a time. This is how you need to get and it's because there's so much information. And I've written all over this, doodled in it. I have page marks on everything. Look at it. There's an old serendipity business card in there because that's how old I've had this book for. You're right. Per mileage, per page.
It's maybe the value is limitless. It's literally, you can take it as far as you want.
It will make you a better human. I can almost guarantee.
And what I like about it is it's a lot of just little tips to live a better life. And it's not do one thing. It's you do all these different little things, and it'll help you get to where you want to be, help you live the life you want to be. One of the biggest takeaways that I remember, because it was one of the first things. I think it's earlier in the book, and it always stuck with me. The value of just taking genuine interest in people, and one of the most important and powerful things you can do is remember somebody's name, and that is super. It's super important to everyone,
and it's not hard to do. Like
and being able to do that, if you can take genuine interest in people, remember their name, and you listen when they talk, and you remember things that they talk about, you obviously are caring about them.
Yeah.
And next time you see the bouncer or the bartender, the waitress, or whoever, you say hi to them and say, "Hey, what's up, Tim?"
Yep.
You have a relationship with that person that not a lot of people have, because not a lot of people take the time to.
Right.
Listen,
and it's not with
them.
the intent for special treatment. That's a byproduct, and people can sniff that out. You can't, you don't go into it.
It's really care about them and say, just have a relationship with
make more friends. It's that simple. Like it's fun to be friends with people everywhere you go. And I think remembering names is not a difficult thing to do. People ask, "What's your name?" as a reflex, right? When you meet somebody, it's "What's your name?" It's a reflex. It's not a question. And you don't even if you think about it, you don't really listen to what people say unless you consciously say, "I'm gonna." If you consciously I'm gonna remember this person's name. I've never had a problem as long as I do that every time. Very easy to remember names. It is. It's a timeless book. You get something different every time, and it's a bunch of little stories, which I like. Every time they teach a principle, they say names, and then
it's applicable.
They'll give, this is how this president used this to get, and he kept a booklet of, and blah, 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 whatever president was, I don't remember. It's been a couple years since I've read the book, but
FDR maybe.
I think it was FDR. Knew his doorman, the guy who mowed the lawn. He knew everyone, and
said hi to him and listen to him.
Yeah, so they reinforce principles with real life examples of people who have applied them. It's a great book. It's the second book I would recommend that everybody own. The first one, different purposes, but I really preach the 4-Hour Body. I think has incredible information, and it's a resource. This would be a close second that I would recommend every person read. I think it offers new perspective. Great book.
It is.
Discover Weekly.
In my top 5, for
Very
sure.
good. Very good.
Probably second to The Alchemist.
Mm-hmm. Alchemist is probably my favorite read, but it's not something I'd say that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that book brings a lot of value to people. I think that one has a lot more value to it, but I like The Alchemist.
I think you have to have a very open. I think
you
it's
have to be
harder
wanting to read that book.
It's harder. I think if you took a sample of 1,000 people and gave them this book, and gave them The Alchemist, you have to be in a very unique mindset to want to appreciate The Alchemist. It's not. I think on the surface, it's not a very. You know what I mean? You have to have kind of a.
You have to be looking for that.
Yeah. To appreciate, you have to look for it to appreciate it. But I agree. Yeah, Alchemist is.
Well, this is just my personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
I am not Billboard Top 100 music charts. I am not the New York Times bestseller. No,
you can't even get near those.
Third, I would have to say is The Tipping Point.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah,
that book is phenomenal.
The chapter on the 10,000 hour rule. Is that Outliers or in Tipping Point? 10,000
Tipping Point, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, incredible!
Yeah,
if you want to start a business, you need to read the 10,000 hour rule. Just find the excerpt of it. You don't need the whole book.
That's a great book.
Very applicable.
Tipping Point is phenomenal. That's about doing a lot of little things right.
Yep.
But I digress.
And I digress as well.
So do you.
As do you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As are you.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the evening to you.
Thank you.
I don't know where you're listening to this at, but good day.
And good night. You end it there. All right.
The screen just goes black. Like old TV just kind of sucks off.
Like makes a noise, closes in, then goes. Quote of the week.
Yeah, is that where we're at?
I think so.
Yeah.
We did weekend recap, weekend preview, Discover Weekly.
What's our time at? Quote of the week, yes. So, Tyler, did you text Dad? Because he emailed us his 15-page Word document.
Like a show about Dad. We talked about his old CDs.
Yeah.
We talked about Dale Carnegie.
This is only appropriate. It's Father's Day.
No. The Father's Day special. And now I text him and goes, we have quote of the week. Do you have a quote you would like featured? Because my dad is infamous for quotes. And instead he sent me like a 15.
He emailed us the Word document, which is like
huge.
Categorized by category.
Like
attitude,
character, motivation.
I think it's alphabetical because attitude was first.
It is. It's alphabetical and categorized by what style of quote it is. He sent us the whole thing and goes,
15-page Word document.
Yeah, it was huge. From all the books he's read. Pull them out, so I wonder where we get that. So I pulled one off that list.
Me too.
I figure since we're on the Carnegie thing, this is not a Dale Carnegie quote. This is an Andrew Carnegie quote.
Go ahead.
Which is talked about in...
They're not related, are they?
They are not. But Charles Schwab is a big subject in How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've actually read Charles Schwab's biography. It's the only biography I've ever written.
Read.
Wow.
They actually have a bike that is made out of it.
His biography. And Charles Schwab was the number one man under Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie, for those of you that don't know, is one of the wealthiest men, if you account for inflation over time. He was under... not Cornelius Vanderbilt, the other guy, the Standard Oil guy.
Rockefeller?
Yeah, John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller was first. Andrew Carnegie was the second. He was a steel guy, steel tycoon who...
It was like 1800s.
Late 1800s, early 1900s. When there was a big recession, Andrew Carnegie spent every cent that he had to buy out every competitor because everyone needed cash. There was no cash in the system. So he gave every steel mill every ounce of money he had. He was broke and bought everything. And nobody was buying steel. Nobody needed steel. But he knew, he said, I know production's going to come around. And when it does...
This recession can't last forever.
It can't last forever. And when it stopped lasting, when they pulled out of the recession, he owned every... that's for dinner.
Gosh.
The oven. Every steel mill... Basically, he had a monopoly.
Huh.
He's one of the reasons they outlawed monopolies. Anyway, so this guy's just a master of industry. And Charles Schwab was his number one man. And the youngest person to have $1 million salary. Not the youngest millionaire, but the youngest person to be paid $1 million salary because he really knew how to motivate, manage people. Mm-hmm. Charles Schwab's talked a lot about in this book. But no, Andrew Carnegie and Dale Carnegie are not related. But my quote is an Andrew Carnegie quote, who I really admire. Obviously, he's a pretty impressive man. As the older I grow, I pay less attention to what men say, and I just watch what they do. Andrew Carnegie. I really like that.
That is cool.
Yeah, it sits well with me.
Was that in the habit category? Because mine's out of the habit one. That just kind of sounds like a habit.
I don't remember, but yeah, I've learned over time.
That is a sweet quote.
We were talking with, I don't know who we were talking with, about how, giving people second chances and stuff like that.
It was Morgan, wasn't it?
It was Morgan, yeah. Yeah, was that on camera?
Yeah, it was, her quote had something.
Oh, yeah. So, we were talking with Morgan about second chances and all this stuff and trusting people. And, you can just tell a lot by a person's actions and a lot more by what they say and how they reflect those actions.
Speak louder than words.
They do. But I really like that quote. It sits well with me, and it puts
That is a sweet quote.
Puts a smile on my face.
I do like that quote.
I've heard a lot of people say that they're going to do a lot of things, and if they do, you can learn a lot about them.
Action speaks for itself.
Yeah, the actions speak for themselves.
All right. That's a very cool quote. I'm going to have to steal that. My quote by Warren Buffett, inventor of the buffet style meal. All right, Warren Buffett. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. And I think I like that because it kind of applies into like the action.
Yeah.
And kind of what you do on a daily basis. We've kind of talked about it a couple times just in this episode, like a lot of doing the small things, like the tipping point, and how to win friends and influence people is a lot of like little tidbits and pieces of advice. And that quote, I think, reflects just like doing the little daily things correctly.
Yep.
And it'll accumulate into what you want it to.
Yeah.
I mean, that quote kind of highlights the negative aspect of it, of having bad habits.
But the other end is, I think it's very,
which I find it very interesting, and
it's hard to break habits.
It is
bad habits. It's hard to break good habits too. On the upside. So.
Yeah, but it like a habit is a very interesting thing in itself. It's just something that you do. I don't know the exact definition, but I'm just kind of paraphrasing here. But just doing something on a regular basis until it becomes like you don't even hardly think about it.
Yep.
You know.
I'm listening, but I'm texting them to pull that stuff out of the oven so we don't burn the house down.
Zach will remember. So yeah, I'll read it one more time.
Sorry.
Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken.
Agreed. I like that. That's a good quote.
Starts very small.
Yep.
Daily. Like, don't listen to what people say. Just watch what they do.
Yep. Watch what they do.
Tell a lot about how people live a daily life.
Not what they say they do.
What their habits are.
What they do. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question.
Yep.
Question of the week. We just picked one this week. Scott Millington, which this guy was on the Cruise for the Culture.
Yes.
Started following Skroove.
Yes.
Good. This is a good question. I like this question.
Yes.
We've had a couple of Detroit-themed questions the last couple weeks. If you could only eat at one restaurant in Detroit for the rest of your life, where would you choose? I'll let you go first. Unless you want me to go first, because I already
need
know
to look up the name.
I already know my answer. I didn't have to even think about it.
Is it Little Caesars?
Yeah.
Is
my
it really?
answer, Scott, is Little Caesars.
Hang on.
This may or may not be cheating, but if you go back a couple episodes into our podcast, we got asked our favorite, or what would your last meal be? What would you wash it down with? Little Caesars, hot and ready pizza was my answer. So if I had to eat at one restaurant, it would be Little Caesars.
He's gonna hate that answer.
Yeah,
but it's honest.
But that is the.
It's honest.
That is
I know
the
it's
truth.
the truth.
Little
I know
Caesars
you.
is from Detroit.
I know.
Actually, I looked it up. It's from Garden City. The HQ is in Detroit. We have Little Caesars Arena. Little Caesars is the third largest pizza company in America, behind Pizza Hut and Papa John's, I think.
Pizza Hut? I didn't even know they're still around.
Maybe it was Domino's.
Domino's is from Ann Arbor.
Is it?
Yep.
See, I didn't really realize Little Caesars is that big outside of Michigan. I didn't know.
Oh, I figured.
But I think it's.
they're everywhere, dude.
It's third largest.
Yeah, no, their hot and ready is the greatest deal in the world.
And that will be in my Discover Weekly next week.
I'm just gonna tell you now.
Yeah, the Little Caesars hot ready pizza, and I'll dive into
Okay.
next week why it
I
is
agree.
the,
I'm
the
right there
best
with you.
value.
It's a
I'm
great-
gonna write that down
Okay.
because how have we not done that yet?
Yeah.
Our recycling bin was full of about 30 hot
Our
ready back
cholesterol
then.
was full of hot ready pizzas.
We are a walking hot ready pizza.
Pizza. I thought this is what it was called, but I hate to get it wrong. It's called Farmer's Restaurant. It's an Eastern market, moderately priced. Well, first off, I love breakfast foods, and I think they're only open till like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That is a great sign. If something closes at 2 or 3, that means they're there for one thing and one thing only, and it's breakfast foods.
Coffee is good.
Number 2, the coffee was incredible. Number 3, the service was immaculate. I'm not kidding when I say you take 2 sips of your coffee. The waitress was there with a warm up like that, which is I love that. That's huge bonus points for me. 4. I said I can't. I don't know if I put this in the list, but I said the prices. It's moderate, not cheap, not expensive. It's 5. The portions are incredible. You get so much.
We had leftovers for sure.
I literally had enough to eat a full breakfast the second time. Service is great. Coffee is great. Price is reasonable. And
That's a good pick because then you could get a variety of food. Unlike me, I just get pizza.
It's so good. I could eat there every day. I love it there.
That is a good place.
So that's a great question, and now I'm hungry.
We got to try that pizza place we went to before we went there.
Yeah.
That lady recommended to us that Anthony Bourdain loved.
I know. He didn't eat there at that episode. I watched the Detroit one.
Really?
He didn't eat any pizza, but he must have obviously
camera?
done more stuff, and they talked about it. But I do want to go there because I'm a big fan of Anthony.
We should do that during
Bourdain's
the
show.
day because when we went on that Saturday, it was obviously
packed.
super
Yeah.
busy. We got to do that. Like
I do want to go there. That's a very good point.
We do need to do that.
All right, I think that's a good point to wrap it up, don't you?
Well, friend of Skroove.
Friend of Skroove, go ahead.
Friend of Skroove this week. Did we do? I don't know if we did her before. This could be the second reoccurring. But Felicia, did we do Felicia for a friend of Skroove?
I think she was one of the first ones.
Okay, she might have been, but I want to give a shout out to her because without her, we would have never known about
Cruise for the Culture.
the Cruise for the Culture event, which was a blast. I met some cool people there. We had a great time. Got some cool content out of it. It was very unique, one of a kind of
Yep.
thing. So shout out to Felicia Fullwood. Check out her photography. You linked it in the that vlog episode, but I think it's FeliciaFullwoodPhoto.com.
I believe so.
I think she's doing like a sale on her prints right now. I just saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
So check her out. Phenomenal Detroit downtown
It's incredible shots.
photography.
Very urban, very modern.
Yeah,
very cool.
and her and Andrew took us on that awesome trip,
Yep.
exploring abandoned buildings, which we talked about before. But yeah, Felicia, friend of Skroove, thank you for letting us know about Cruise for the Culture. It was a blast.
I think that's it.
Episode 33 in the book started with football.
Now we're talking about boats, man.
Was that Tony Montana?
Talking about boats, man. I don't know, man.
Have you seen that video of the kids that do the play? Whoever said that they should do Scarface for a play was a terrible idea. Have you seen this?
No.
It's like elementary kids, and the girl is like sitting there like putting makeup on, and the kid Tony Montana, he just says like, "What the S?" He doesn't actually survey. He says S, and instead of cocaine, is a giant thing of popcorn on his desk, and it has a gun.
I want to see this play.
Have you not
No.
seen this like Instagram video?
I want to go see the play.
Oh my gosh, bro! They did it like Scarface for like elementary
I would
kids.
put you in a great film.
Oh gosh! Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And
Keep the questions coming.
we'll keep answering them. We'll see you next
What is that? Is that Tim Ferriss?
I think so.
Peace out. Peace up. A-Town
Peace.
down.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All episodes of What's Your Skroove are available on iTunes. And if you like the show, be sure to rate, subscribe, and leave a comment. As always, there are free stickers on our website, www.skroovecode.com. We'll see you guys next time.